with free agency right here in our face, and we have the draft right around the corner, and we know the draft is stacked with pass rushers and DBs, but is there anybody in free agency that is a little bit under the radar and is a little bit kind of scrutinized or doubted, and that could be a steal for this upcoming 2017 season? And when I think about this, and to give credit where credit is due, John Walsh, who's a subscriber, I don't know if you're a subscriber, but you comment on a lot of the videos, and if you are, thank you. But he gave me this idea. He commented down below. He said, what if they switched Revis to free safety? And now we know that the connections between Mike Tannenbaum and Darrelle Revis. Obviously, Mike drafted Darrelle Revis, but we saw this with Charles Woodson in his career, about how he was a dominant cornerback in the NFL for a very long time, and then they switched him to safety, and then he was a dominant safety for a very long time, even when he was, what was he, 37, 38, before he retired, and he had a Pro Bowl. And I know, like, you see all these old guys getting a legacy Pro Bowl. That was not a legacy Pro Bowl. That was a legitimate Pro Bowl that Charles Woodson got. And I think Darrelle Revis can do the same thing. I really do. I think he can. We saw this with Ladarius Webb. We've seen this with so many corners. D'Angelo Hall. We saw these corners who were very good at what they did for a very long time, and then the latter years of their career, they switched to the safety position. And it works. And I think Revis, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer and one of probably the greatest Jet to ever live. I don't even think it's close if you think about it. I think he has all the physical tools. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to do that and make that transition. Plus, Revis has always been a great tackler throughout his career. He's obviously super smart. One of the best ball skills we've ever seen from a cornerback ever. And we've seen people like Dion, who just, you can leave on an island. You don't have to give them free safety help or anything. And they're just beasts. And Revis is that guy he's one of the best man coverage corners of all time. And I think he would have no problem switching to safety. I think he still has his athleticism to go sideline to sideline. Maybe he still doesn't have that athletic ability where you can just put him on an island. But there's a lot of cornerbacks that are really good that you can't just put on an island. Like Richard Sherman, he's not on an island. You know what I mean? So I think Darrelle Revis is going to. I think he can absolutely be a steal in this upcoming free agency. And thank you, John Walsh, for giving me, because it is a great idea if you think about it. Like, it really is. It really is a great idea. And I think it would be a very, very good idea. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think obviously the connections between him and Mike Tannenbaum, that could be a possibility. And another thing, a good thing that John Walsh brings up is the fact that he obviously he's played in this division a very long time. He was a New England Patriot. He's been in the AFC obviously almost his whole career, other than with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he knows this division. He knows what it takes to win in this division. He knows what it takes to get to an AFC championship. He brings that leadership role that I think we need on this football team, especially to that young DB room. So I think that is a really good, and we're going to get him for cheap, and this is a Darrelle Revis that is motivated, has something to prove. So I think all of those things make him a bona fide steal, and he could be a Pro Bowler this upcoming season if we look into it, and I'm sure Mike Tannenbaum's having those thoughts right now. So let's move on to the next guy. Now, this guy made so many plays in the playoffs, especially, everybody remembers him for the Dallas Cowboys pick when they tried to screen. I think it was the Cole Beasley. I can't remember. But that is Micah Hyde in the Green Bay Packers game, obviously. And Micah Hyde is a Swiss Army knife. You think of Damian Williams being a Swiss Army knife. This man is a Swiss Army knife of defense. He can play nickelback. He can play the slot corner role. He can play free safety, strong safety, cornerback. Anything you ask him to do, he play linebacker. He's literally played linebacker. Excuse me. Anything you want Micah Hyde to do, he can do. And he's a high turnover guy. If you look at his stats, he gets the ball. He's a playmaker. He's always around the ball. He's always had the ball in his hands. He's always causing turnovers. He's an elite coverage guy. He really is. Again, if your corner goes down, if your safety anything that happens, he can. Versatility is king in the NFL right now. You don't want to take players off the field. He can cover Le'Veon Bell. That is, and he fits, again, he is the perfect DB of today's NFL. He can do everything. He will probably never be subbed out on the field because he can literally do everything. Obviously, and we need, obviously, with Bobby McCain question marks, and that slot role, who's going to fill it. I think Micah Hyde could totally fill that role, and I think he's seriously flying under the radar, and he's one of the better young DBs in the NFL. He's only 26 years old, and he still has his whole career ahead of him. Now, the downside to Micah Hyde, he's never really had a longevity in terms of a starting role. He's never really started for a long period of time. So if he did come over here, this would probably be his first time. Like, okay, this is your job for a full 16-game season. That would be a first for him. But there is nothing on game tape that says that he can't do it. I mean, obviously, he's made plays he's made sick plays. He's been a turnover machine throughout his whole career. He's a really good coverage guy, and I think he could fit that slot corner role perfectly. So I think those two guys could seriously be some steals. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And I am Skagster1083, and I will see you guys in the next one.